We'd like to give our patron shout out, which today goes to A Cup of Kate. Kate, thank you so much. Like the name Kate.
A cup?
Maybe that's the joke.
Oh, a cup. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's a cup of Kate.
It's a double entendre.
Not an A cup. Sorry, it was the way I was saying it. Yeah, a cup of Kate. Kate, thanks for supporting us over on Patreon. It means a lot to us, and it's a privilege and honor to have you sailing through the international seas with our gang. So thank you so much. Lots of love. God bless, and Merry Christmas.
And we appreciate your ongoing support, Kate, because it can actually mean that Liam can be reduced to a cup.
One day.
Wow.
But obviously, Pugger wants his first.
Yeah.
Not the at 1 minute 15 in. Jesus.
Welcome to the Horror Hour.
We all go a little mad.
Here's Johnny. It's all for you.
Hello, and welcome to the Horror Hour, the place where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things horror. I'm one of your hosts, George, and today I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts. We have Nick.
Hi, I recently won a radio contest to the Bahamas by answering the capital of Brazil. Trixie Mattel.
We have Liam.
Stick it out my ass and call me Helen.
We have Pugapilla.
Hi, I haven't got a fun intro, but I've remember when I hosted like the other week and Liam wasn't there, so I'm going to use my little thing and say that it's finally really good to see Liam. He is a definite sight for psoriasis.
Wonderful. Wonderful. You really tried. In the effort. It didn't pay off, but you tried.
Shade.
And I'm George, out of focus, normally out of my mind, but definitely in your dad's phone. So let's get down to business.
Yes, and if you would like to, do we have like a Venmo, a Horror Hour Venmo, so people can just donate? Because if you guys could donate some money so that George can get a new camera so that he could actually stay in focus, that would be great.
It's. I'm not being funny, right? It's a 4K thing, but it's because of the light.
Is it the Logitech 4K one?
Yeah,
It's
but
the-
it's because
You need to
Sky
open the
one.
app and turn off autofocus.
No, it's not that. It's the light. It's the way I have the light on it. I'm sorry.
No,
Now I'm
you
just.
need to download the app and turn off
I'm-
autofocus.
It's.
'Cause that's what I did, and mine doesn't do that anymore.
At some point today, we might be joined by David as well. We're not 100% sure. So if we are, great. If we're not, well, exactly.
Nobody knows. He never turns up.
He says his my computer's broke, which sure, Jan.
He's probably just on Pinterest.
Probably. I
what a
started Pinterest recently, and I've done a manifestation board, and I'm really
You
excited.
started Pinterest recently. You're
Yeah?
about 10 years late.
Well,
You
I'm
know what?
sorry.
I'm with George. I literally just downloaded the Pinterest app last week.
Oh, well, I did it a bit earlier than that, but yeah. Okay, see? 'Cause, oh my God, me and Nick are always so in sync. So, this week is our final, for those of you who don't know, spoiler alert, well, it's not a spoiler, I'm telling you now. I think I told you last
Spoiler!
week. It is our last episode of the
Ever.
year. It's the last episode of the year.
Hugger finally got us cancelled.
Yeah.
I know, thank God.
And so to round it off, we're going to. There was various topics flying around. I said lovely to all of them, but some of them I was like, really? For like, they weren't like end of year vibes. Okay, so
Yeah, like music videos inspired by horror. So
Was that outside of your house?
yeah, I'm terrified that somebody's trying to break in. Okay. If they do, it'll make good content. This week, we are talking about our top 3 favorite horror movies of all time. Now, if you're an oldie on the channel, you'll know that 2 years ago, our 5th ever video on the channel was us doing our top 3 horror movies. And I thought, well, a lot's changed in 2 years. We had a lot of new people join. It was just me, Yutaka, and Ben at the time. And some of my choices have changed as well. So I wanted to find out exactly who's everyone's top 3 horror movies all time are. So let's get into it right now. And let's start with little Miss Denim Daisy herself. Nick, tell us, what is your... Well, go for number 3, I guess.
Yeah.
I am going to go with. I mean, it's kind of a horror movie. Fall from 2022.
Mm-hmm.
It scared the fuck out of me. I love that movie, and as much as I like doing wild shit, like I skydiving and all of that stuff. I love that kind of adventurous stuff. That still scared the hell out of me watching that in my living room, just on my computer screen. I thought, okay, one thing that's kind of interesting about that movie is it's literally 47 meters down, but on a tower. Like literally the exact same plot outline. But it's a great movie. It's got a really good cast. Mason Gooding. It's got the chick from, oh my God, Virginia Gardner. I was like, I've literally met her. How did it? Virginia Gardner is in it. But it is very, very anxiety inducing. I got a little dizzy watching it because I was so scared.
Sitting on the couch.
Yep. Scared the hell out of me. And apparently they're making 2 more of them. So I'm very, very excited. Have you guys seen that movie?
I haven't
Yes.
seen it, but it's on my list to watch. I was meant to collab with Bridgeco for it, but because we were going to do a collab where it was they do Fall and I do The Descent, so it's like the opposites. But that hasn't happened yet.
Where's the sound coming from?
I don't know.
What
I
is
heard
it? It's a
too.
sound.
It's like a whistle sound.
It's like a mosquito's just flying around someone's headset.
You know what it probably is? It's probably somebody's light. Like if you put your ear towards one of your lights, you'll probably hear it. Because I bought a key light one time that was doing that, and I had to replace it.
I mean, it could just be the fact that my thing is lifting off.
George again.
I feel like your workstation, George, is held together by tape.
It is. I keep needing to get a new one. I'm sorry. I'll just sit closest to the mic, so if it is me,
Like
then
one of
you'll
those
only hear my
Reddit
voice.
posts with like bad gamer setups, and it's like cardboard boxes.
Yeah,
And
it's
there's
just
a
like
computer on
I'm
top.
literally leaning a Philips Hue Go light on top of the webcam. That's what this light is, because I have a big light, but it gets in the way. And anyway, that's a whole other story. Okay, so Fall. Yes, Fall is a great film. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to Fall Kills and Fall Ends. So thank you so much,
You
Liam.
could have made that so much funnier with like
Fallen.
I fell over or fallen or
Fallen and fell.
And
Stumped.
for the Gaga fans out there, the diner in that movie, that is like a plot point within the movie, is where they filmed Telephone, where they killed everybody.
Yeah, well done, Moyen.
that's a fun fact.
Yeah,
Still not going to watch it. It looked crap.
you can watch it in 200 parts on TikTok. I started watching it in I think I watched the
I
first
watched
50
it
parts
on
on
TikTok.
TikTok.
I was like, this is awful. Why is
Anybody who
everyone
watches a
filming
full
off
film on TikTok is a moron.
I didn't
Just go and
realize it
watch
was a
the
full movie. I thought it was like a short,
watched
and it just
like-
kept going, and I was like, oh.
I watched
was
like
Unreal.
not even
What?
10 minutes, and I was
So
like,
they
this is
can
crap.
upload the
And
full
not.
films on TikTok, but our reactions are 20 minutes long. Get
Well, they
copyright
has to be in
claims.
like
No
25
worries.
million videos, but yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
And so, Nick, did you reacted to it? Correct? Did I make that
did,
up?
yes.
You did. Yes. And so I assume you
head
will
over to his channel then.
head over to the channel to see that reaction on how sweaty his palms went. To see if
More
it...
than my palms were sweaty.
Get a wonderful wank afterwards.
Hey,
I actually
well,
had a wank during.
Oh,
the heightened adrenaline got you going.
This'll steady
Adrenaline
my
porn.
nerves.
No,
I have permission to
Haga?
use the clip. I can use the clip.
Haga? No,
I can use the clip.
Is it the mom?
The mom
Yes.
is in the
You walked into that one. Okay, well, thank you, Nick, for that
Or did he
first.
fall?
Oh, I fell into that
Oh.
one. Ooh, that dad joke. Keep going. Okay, let's go over to Liam then. Liam, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is The Faculty.
I thought it was supposed to be of the 2020s.
No, this is of all time.
This is
We
just
did that
your
last
top
week.
three.
Are you just been joking now? Yeah, you are.
No, I literally thought that was. That's fine.
No, it's our
Okay,
favorite.
I was
of
very
all
confused because I
time.
was like, I thought we already did that.
I was
No, this is
confused
why
because I was
this
like,
is the-
out of all the films of horror films, Fall is your number 3. So just are you have a think now for your 1 and 2 while you've got time. These are the horror films that
Oh,
you
that's
think are the
easy. I
best
already
of
know
all
what it is.
time. Okay, fine. So Liam, sorry, The Faculty.
Oh my God. The Faculty, the classic 1998 teen suspenseful horror comedy.
Is it comedy?
Sci-fi as well. It's got funny bits in it.
Dial it back for 2 seconds. Nick, you were there for that episode.
I know.
Okay.
I asked David, and I was like, "Oh, this okay? I guess we're doing that again."
I literally told you this morning. You messaged.
Oh my God, you're right. You're
He
right.
was
It's
on
been a
the
day.
toilet, man. He was,
No,
he was letting his feelings out.
Anyway, The Faculty.
The Faculty, it has an amazing cast.
Yeah.
Nick, I
It
just
does.
love it.
No, it's an amazing cast.
It is an amazing
Nick's
cast.
next pick is going to
It
be
is.
like Leave the World Behind or something.
You got
The one that just came out.
That was a
Go on, Liam.
faculty
Elijah Wood.
quote.
Clea Duvall,
I wouldn't know.
Jordana Brewster. Who else is it? Usher's in it. Usher's in it. Like
Elijah
this is-
Wood.
I said Elijah Wood. That was my first person.
Today is not my day.
It's really not. What are you
Continue.
doing? It is creepy. It has the teachers. Like, oh my God, as soon as they start getting taken over, it's so creepy. And I love it. Who's the little one again?
Elijah Wood.
No, the teacher.
Sounds like you really love this film.
Yeah.
No, like the actress.
Famke
I can-
Janssen.
No, I love her. Obviously, I love her though. She's the teacher. No, like the little teacher, the like old lady. I'm just completely blanking on her name. Oh, when she started walking down the hallway.
Piper Laurie.
There we
It's
go.
literally Carrie's mother.
Yes. So good as the teacher. And then the way the things get inside of you and take over you. Have you seen it, Pugger?
No, it's just the way you worded that was very interesting to me.
Do you like it when things go inside you, Pugger?
Not particularly, no. Not
Here we
really.
go. He's curious about it though. Let's be real. Well, Pugga, it's like an alien movie where aliens
yeah.
start taking over
An
people
alien
at a high
horror.
school.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
It's so creepy. But only drugs can kill them. It's great.
So George would be clean.
George
Guaranteed to jack you up. Sorry.
Is it like Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
I think it's supposed to be like a modern interpretation of it a little
Yeah.
bit. But like
Like
think
a
of
high
that, but
school-
Scream.
High school body snatchers.
Okay.
The closest thing I can compare it to, because I haven't seen it, is Peacemaker, if you've seen that, where like those little butterfly creatures go.
Yeah.
The arseholes and
It's
stuff.
kind of
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But not.
But yeah, amazing cast. Funny, scary. With the
Really
aliens.
good special effects. Really good special effects.
For 1998, top notch. And it's quite a cheap movie. So the fact that they made all of that stuff look good, top marks, top marks. I could watch The Faculty on repeat.
Okay, The Faculty. Thank you so much, Liam.
Thanks.
Thank you. Pugger, what's your number 3?
So I've kind of like cheated a little bit. So I've just gone with the entirety of the Scream series.
Okay.
So,
What, the TV series or the
no, like
the movie series?
the film franchise. I've just picked
The
every
whole
movie.
of it?
Yeah, I just
The
picked
whole
all
of
of
Scream is a third.
Even 5?
Yeah, all of them. That's why I said I cheated a little bit. So, I've picked Scream because I think the premise is always just too much fun, and I can't single out like a single movie out of the lot. I actually don't think I'd actually be able to rank them, and I kind of have to have Scream as my pick because like tattoo I got, it's the first horror sort of tattoo I have, and just genuinely love the franchise. But yeah, I've just picked all the movies, so now no one else can pick them.
As if you don't think George started it at number 1.
So George, if your first pick is Scream 1, no, it's not. Pick something else.
Well, it was definitely would be Scream 5 or Scream 6. So, okay, thank you, Pugger. Let's go to my number 3. Oh my God, did you see that Spyglass tried to get her back and she said no? Anyway, I love that for her. So, my number 3 is just an iconic film of all time, and that is
Scream.
and that is Scream 3. No. It's Paranormal Activity. Because
Oh God, he's gonna go on about this for a while, isn't he?
That's all right. We've got time to kill.
We've
We still
got
have David rocking up some point.
If you think David's setting up at this point, he's used this as an excuse to get out of jail, free card. So Paranormal Activity, the first one. I mean, I love the franchise as a whole. I mean, Paranormal Activity 3 and Paranormal Activity the Marked Ones are top tier. But
You can't just take the whole franchise like I did. That's not fair. It was my
I'm not
idea.
taking the whole franchise, believe me, because the last ones were crap. But the first Paranormal Activity film was the first horror film I ever saw in a cinema, because I was like 13 at the time and I went with my uncle and auntie who were like whatever 20 odd, and so I was like, just the idea of seeing that film in a cinema was just like, oh my God, like just changed the game, because I'd been used to seeing it on like a little TV. But I just love it. I just think that first film just feels like so. There's like an element of claustrophobia. The Mika's just like one of the worst people in cinema history. The house, the decor, it's given 2007, and it's.
Like your room.
My room's given 2007. My room's given at least 2016. Nick?
I liked their house.
I do. I think it's warm. I think there's warm tones that were used.
Ah, good.
I don't like the green bedding. I would have changed that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff that needs to be like updated, like the decor, but the actual layout of the house, I thought that was a really nice layout.
Yeah, I like the little snug in the back with like the fire and the little carpet. But yeah, that film to me, I mean, I love the franchise so much, and I was like, when it came out, for some reason, it used to be the thing to hate. That was the cool thing to hate Paranormal Activity. When it came, I was like, well, it's not. We know it's not real. It's like nobody said it was real. You freak, get a life. You stupid. People, honest to God,
I never remember anyone.
Yeah, I don't either.
I know, but
well, the way that they
you were in
they
juvie
didn't
at the time.
It's because of the opening credit, like saying like the police department or Paramount Pictures or whatever it was thanks them, yada yada yada. The way that they initially rolled it out, like because they had they released it in a couple small little theaters, and then they had like an online campaign, like if you shared about it, right, and then it would get, and then eventually it got a wide release. But the way when they initially rolled it out,
I know this.
Well, this is for the viewers, motherfucker. But the way that they rolled it out is they did sort of try to make you think, very similar to Blair Witch, that it was real. Of course, where there was the people, it's just a movie. It's not real.
How was the experience as a 13-year-old boy going home from that movie?
Oh my God, it was amazing. The first thing I did was light a candle and like called out.
I was terrified.
No, I was like I had the door open and I was like lying in bed, I had my leg hanging off the bed, hoping that someone was going to pull it.
You're in the head. Do you know that?
Listen,
he's not talking about his actual leg. He's talking about his third.
Yeah,
leg,
I know,
but
it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care.
They also reinvented the found footage genre as well, because it had been a little bit tired in between. I mean, our babe George A. Romero gave it his best shot in 2007 with Diary of the Dead, but the franchise, the genre itself was a little lackluster in between in the mid 2000s, and this one kind of brought it back and kind of brought in the static camera, if you will, of found footage. And so yeah, I applaud it for that. And
I don't really remember seeing any like home camera found footage films prior to that, so yeah, I would agree with that.
There is some, but this one obviously was kind of the one that projected it. And then there was like the only issue was that then from 2007 to like 2011 there was a whole lot of terrible found footage, because they all just thought it was a cheap way to make a lot of money, because it is one of the most profitable movies of all time, because it costs like $25
up today?
Absolutely.
Today?
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. And that's why I would really recommend you. I did put it on your list, Pugger, as one of the
I haven't seen it. I saw all the I would have been roughly the same age as you when it came out.
Yeah.
And like I remember seeing all my friends were like, "This is terrifying," blah 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 blah. But yeah, if it's just like static angles, I don't.
Well,
think I'd
I mean,
find that
there's
scary,
a
but-
plot to it, and
Yeah.
it's only the static angles at night, like when they're sleeping.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
do
That
have-
makes
they do
sense.
move
I was like,
around.
imagine being the editor of that movie and you're just working with just still images the whole time.
No, there was some movement, and then to me the franchise itself as well just takes off because it had so much lore in it, and people just wouldn't refuse to acknowledge it because they were like, these films are stupid. And I was like, okay, but you're going to watch The Conjuring 3, so yeah, okay. Thank you, everybody. The next one is for Nick. Nick, what's your second of the 2020s?
Barbarian.
Your mother. Well, since we're going 3, 2, 1, 2 would okay. I'm gonna go with The Shining.
Okay.
The Shining is an absolute masterclass in filmmaking. What?
Who closed that door? Was it Toby?
Wait.
There was
Is your
somebody
house
there.
on an angle?
No, there was somebody pulled the door.
House on an angle. Like
Was
the
it
door
Toby?
just shut itself.
I think it was Toby.
Toby.
Who's Toby?
You'll find out.
I like that.
Sorry, Nick. Okay, so The Shining.
Yeah, so everybody knows that Stephen King does not like the movie, whatever, because Stephen King's version of the miniseries of The Shining, horrible. But whatever. But The Shining, it's Stanley Kubrick. It is so good. I guess you could call The Shining a slow burn. That slow burns are not for everybody. I enjoy a good slow burn as long as there is quality atmosphere throughout it that keeps you unsettled, and there is a payoff at the end. And The Shining gives you that. Great performances from everybody involved, and it is. I mean, I don't even know what else. The score is amazing. The cinematography is amazing. Now, you can't actually visit the inside of the set because the inside was literally a set. They built that. But you can visit the exterior of the hotel, which is in just outside of Portland, if I remember correctly. It's at Timberline Lodge, and I have been there. And here in Colorado, the hotel that Stephen King stayed at, which is the Stanley Hotel, that's where he got the idea to make The Shining and wrote it there, but also that's where they shot the miniseries. I have been to that many a times, and when George and Liam come here next year, I will be bringing them to visit it as well.
I'm gonna be fucking licking the floors in that place.
Well, also that is where they
This is
filmed
why you need to be
Dumb and
stunned.
Dumber.
Which will be me in that hotel with the Ouija
Yeah,
board.
after you lick the floor.
It's an
No, after you lick it,
amazing.
already.
It's
Like
so
eating
beautiful.
a snail on purpose.
I've watched a lot of videos of like Sam and Colby like going to it, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so excited. Okay, that's a go. I do really like The Shining. Is it a Christmas film?
No,
No.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Now, with that, because the director, no, not the director, Stephen King hates it so much, is it like because they took a different route, like for the ending, similar to like It? If you've read the It book, that ends completely differently from what they did in the movies. Is that why?
the reason that he claims that he doesn't like the movie is A, the ending is different than the book.
Yeah, okay.
B, Jack Nicholson's character, it's supposed to be a gradual sort of descent into
Right,
madness,
okay.
whereas
Yep.
he's basically an asshole from the get-go. And is
Yeah.
already acting squirrely, and then he did not like Shelley Duvall being cast as
Well, then don't cast Jack
that
Nicholson.
character.
that's literally the dude.
Well, Shelley Duvall was great, but
Hello,
and
I'm Shelley Duvall.
as for his endings, unfortunately, Stephen King, a bit like Ryan Murphy, he's never been able to end a book well. So
Oh, the
him-
ending for It
that.
is ridiculous. It's stupid.
Oh, it's
yeah.
Now, listen, I love the book. I've read the book.
No,
I
like
I
the
love it.
town, the town collapsing. I wish that was in the movies, but it wasn't. So
Well, yeah. I mean, I like the original miniseries. I'm not a really big fan of the new movies, especially the second one. I didn't like the second one. But also, when it comes to Stephen King is a fantastic writer, but Stephen King has wrote some stupid shit, like in the book for It, the way that the kids get out of the sewer
yeah.
in order to rebond.
Mhm.
She all of them to
Yeah,
bring
I
them
know.
closer, and they find. I'm like, really, Stephen King? Like, put down the coke.
and his excuse
Yeah.
was, "Oh, I was in a bad place at the time." It's It's like, okay, yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I was in a bad
Understand.
place. I was doing a couple
Then.
bumps off of my finger while writing
Yeah.
this chapter while sitting in a playground. Okay.
Are we doing this hand movement too, Nick? Do we mean to do that one?
Let me give you material. Oh,
No, don't. Okay.
I love wanking.
oh.
No, don't. Liam?
For my second pick,
Liam, put your
I
hand
went-
up over your mouth again. It looks like you got a little mouth on your hand.
So for my number 2, I'm going with 2004's Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, I haven't
As
seen
we
this.
know-
Don't say any spoilers. I know it's zombies.
Wasn't it you who was going, oh, isn't it lovely that we can all come on a horror podcast where we don't actually see any of the films?
Oh, I didn't know we remembered what we said last week.
You ruined it. No.
As every white
It
straight
is-
male does, they ruin
as-
everything.
Ugh. As everyone knows, my go-to is always a horror comedy. I like it when it is actual horror, but with actual comedy at the same time. And Shaun of the Dead is the perfect amalgamation of them two worlds. It is the start of the Cornetto trilogy, which is an amazing trilogy. Sean Pegg.
Sean Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
Sean Pegg sounds so much cooler.
Simon. I went and said it again. Simon Pegg is just perfect, and his chemistry with Nick Frost throughout this film is fantastic. The constant callbacks to the Winchester are comedy gold.
It is a great film. Okay.
And the ending at the
Yeah.
pub, top tier.
Okay. Thank you very much, Liam. Shaun of the Dead. Pugger, what's your number 2, please?
All right, so we'll take it back to Stephen King a little bit. I'm not going to go with the It movies, I promise. I've gone with 1989's Pet Sematary.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the vibe this movie has is really creepy, and the balls it has to do that to the kid is wild.
Oh, Gage. Oh.
You would not get away with that today. I don't think, showing it the way they did. It would be like,
I didn't watch the remake. How did they?
I haven't
handle
seen
it in
any
the
of
remake.
the other ones, just the first one. And I think if you showed me this movie when I was like a kid, I think I would have been terrified of owning a pet or even the concept of an auntie. Because what's her name? Aunt Zelda.
Zelda.
Ooh, her like scoliosis and shit. Like, oh my god, terrifying.
As the cat sits on Nick's lap there.
Oh yeah,
Cat
true.
from the Pet Cemetery.
Yep, just dug her up.
Kind of looks a little bit worn down as well.
Excuse me.
Wouldn't you if you lived with Nick?
Excuse me.
He brought me back 5 times this week.
I'm not really a fan of that movie, but I do the little
Okay, but
boy.
it was my
that,
pick, so
I
think
know.
it's
But
a
the
good
little
one.
boy that gets ran over.
He gets
he's an icon.
semi'd.
Cat hair. He is an icon. He's the little kid from Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
He's the little kid
Yes.
from Kindergarten Cop who taught us about genitalia. Boys have penises, girls have vaginas. And then he is also, they
didn't know
recently
that.
did the fan movie, Dylan's New Nightmare, which is a sequel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine. It's like a quarter of a movie, but yeah, he's in that. He's great.
I love
Nico
when he
Hughes.
rocks up in his like little dapper top hat. He's like dressed up. He kills the old
Oh, yeah.
dude. Insane.
I do like. I like when they when he tranks him or whatever with the needle, and he's like, "No fair."
Yeah. He like runs away. It's like a kid run. It's like, yeah, you're not getting very far, dude. You can try.
Okay, so my pick, my second pick is Hell House LLC, the first one, very close with the most recent one, to be honest, that came out, because that one was top tier. And for those of you who really want to see that, check out, because by the time this has dropped, Nick's reaction will be out on his channel.
I was
And I
scared
loved-
editing that shit.
I loved every moment of that. It was so beautiful. Liam, I know you hate it, but at least go and check out Nick's reaction when you see it, just because it's...
Oh, I don't watch fan footage. We all know this. But I will go and watch his reaction because I just want to see Nick terrified.
Yeah.
And I
Nick
was.
being terrified is very comforting.
He was. I must say, it was the best £21.50 I've paid for anything. So I appreciate that. Guys, don't forget to check out Nick's Patreon. But yeah, the original Hell House or ours. Up Puckers. Do you have Patreon,
No,
Pucker? Okay.
Yeah, I do. but
YouTube
no one
membership
no
as
one
well.
goes on. It's fine.
But yeah, the original Hell House LLC. The reason I said that one is because there's a little similar to Paranormal Activity, where there's a story behind it, in the sense that it was during COVID when I found this film. I love the story. It was during COVID when I found this film. I think it was on TikTok. I was struggling to find a found footage movie that I hadn't seen. And I was and then this one popped up, and it was scariest found footage. And I was like, oh, okay, check it out. And I don't know, it was just because what the world was kind of locked down, and I was sat in my room just watching it, and I was just there was just something about it that captivated me. And I think it had been a while since I'd seen a found footage horror film that had a really great script, because I'd gone through a lot of feats of just trying to find anything, and there was some look, found footage, it's a mixed bag, but when it hits the nail on the head, it hits the nail on the head, and this first film really did that. Cast were fantastic, location was great, the script was really, really good and strong, and yeah, I absolutely just what's so funny, Pugger? Why is Nick
nothing.
smirking?
Just keep talking.
What happened?
Nothing.
Please.
Well, when you said the cast, there's one person in the cast. I'm like, oh.
I was laughing off Nick's reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like Alex?
I've never seen it. I was just
the
laughing
character
because he did this.
No, the character's called Alex, Bugger.
Oh.
I wasn't saying Alex.
Is
Sorry, I just
kind
want to
of
be
deplorable,
involved.
but some of the lines are the delivery is a little weird.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, but I think for the whole of it, as a whole, it's a really strong found footage film, and I really liked I really love the franchise. I know people give the second one a lot of hate, and the second one isn't as good as the first one. Of course, it's not. It had been a long while since I'd seen a found footage franchise that had lore developed and weaved throughout it, because I feel we get a lot of horror franchises with lore in them, but very few. Again, we get a few found footage. We get few found footage horror film franchise with lore, so it was a lovely surprise to find another one which I could add to my pack of found footage movies again. And so yeah, and thank you so much.
Liam, you need to learn this word for your picks.
Yeah, you need to learn as well for your stop. Yes, Nick.
There is, I want to say off the top of my head, there's 3 horror movies that I watched on my phone that scared the shit out of me. And Hell House, the original, first time I ever watched it was on my phone in the dark, and it scared the shit out of me.
That's impressive, because watching something on a phone is so different compared to watching it on a screen. That so dumb the way that came out, but you know what I meant.
On a bigger screen.
On a bigger screen, like a TV or a computer monitor, compared to that.
To be fair, I was literally in bed in complete darkness with headphones on, watching it on my phone, so it was fine. But
it's such a great film. So yeah, Hell House is my number 2. Okay, so now the time has come to give our number 1s across the board. So Nick, tell us, what is your favorite horror movie of all time?
George, mute yourself right now, because I don't want to hear.
Okay.
My favorite movie of all time is the original Halloween from 1978. And listen, your mileage may vary, different strokes for different folks. That's fine. But for me, the Halloween franchise, especially the original, was very, very big in my household growing up. It's my mom's favorite movie. So it's probably one of the first movies that I ever saw. So it's very near and dear to me. I know it's not for everybody, but there is something about the aesthetic of that movie. I feel like...
Who gives a shit what that of a human thinks? If it's yours, it's yours. Go with it.
But I love the simplicity of it. I love for it being basically a 90, I think it's 90 something minutes. It's a fairly short movie. It is kind of like a slow burn. I appreciated the fact that it doesn't need to be scary by having copious amounts of blood and gore and people being ripped apart. I think it was very, very smart to keep the villain sort of in the shadows throughout most of the movie and not really give an explanation as to why it's going on.
The part where he hides behind the bush still makes me piss myself laughing.
It is. And one of the things that I really, really love about it is how much a lot of like the fandom of it, not the crazy ones on Twitter, but like, for instance, actually, whenever this video comes out, it should be, I will have already announced it. So David and I went to the Halloween 45 Years of Terror convention a couple months ago. And by the time that this is posting, my vlog of it is going to be next week's video on my channel versus a reaction as a Christmas present. But everyone there was so nice. And we went to all the filming locations and the bush that you're talking about, Paga. There was a line of like 100 people waiting to get their pictures.
What about the car he drove at the traffic lights?
The car was there. The car was there. I have been able to sit in the car. It was just so amazing. And it's funny because everyone always talks about like, oh, well, it's filmed in California, but it's supposed to be Illinois. It doesn't look like fall in Illinois. Well, if you actually look at movies that take place, like if you come to Illinois during fall, that is what it looks like, because there's no leaves on the trees. It's bitter cold, so it looks exactly like it does in the movie. But I love it, and also it's produced one of the most iconic movie scores of all time, if not
your editing soundtrack.
One of, yes.
I just like to picture him indicating in the car at the traffic lights. The lights ready to obeying the law.
It's so funny because if you zoom in on him when he's at the traffic light, like you can see him looking both ways to make sure it's safe to cross the street.
It's like a skit right out of like Robot Chicken or something. So good.
Oh, I love Robot Chicken.
Good pick. Isn't that right, George? Good pick, I reckon.
Everyone really blows my like thoughts.
I didn't even mention the cast. Thank you.
Yeah, my issue doesn't lie with the film. I did say. Yeah.
How do I feel about the cast? I think that the character of Laurie Strode has gotten better with the sequels. In the original film, I would not consider her a badass final girl heroine. I would consider her a teenager who just so happened to survive.
I enjoy the film. Okay. Because it celebrates my birthday. So I appreciate it. Okay. Thank you, Nick. That was wonderful. Liam, surprise us. What's your number one?
My number one is The Cell.
Oh,
with J-Lo?
What?
With J-Lo.
I like that movie.
The Cell.
The Cell is one of the first horror movies I ever watched. I love Jennifer Lopez. I think the visuals of The Cell are some of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen in a horror film. And no one can doubt the way some of them set pieces were created weren't beautiful. They are actual art, some of them set pieces.
What the f***? Why did we change layout? What just happened?
I don't know. Did you move somebody, Pugger? Why have I gone to the bottom?
How can I? I'm not even the host.
Somebody must have dragged somebody. I don't know. I didn't do it. I just dragged it back now, but maybe somebody pressed the button. Anyway, The Cell.
But
it is beautiful. It is scary. It is creepy. Vincent D'Onofrio plays the killer so amazingly. We all know Vincent D'Onofrio is amazing, but at that moment in time, he'd only really done Men in Black.
Kingpin. Mwah.
Exactly. We know how good Vincent D'Onofrio is at playing bad, and The Cell does that well.
Yeah, I got an album. No, how many? But I'm not a rapper.
It's one of the ones that I obviously connect to because of watching it from a very early age. It is something that always stays at the forefront of my mind when it comes to horror films. And I've still got the original DVD from when it came out.
Damn.
That I don't understand how it hasn't worn out.
And it's the same director.
Show the cats to each other.
Marlo, look. Look, dude.
Oh, you got
We're on a
headphones and you
10
won't be
out
able
of
to
10
hear it.
performing video. Look.
He's used to that, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Also, it's the same director that which explains why it's so visually stunning as Gaga's 911 music video. There's actually a lot of similar imagery, like with the white
that
explains sands and
a lot.
the horse and the hat.
Yeah, that explains a lot about the 911 video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, if it isn't one that you have seen, which I assuming from your reaction to asking the what, I would add. You should add that to your list.
That came down to your accent as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's called The Sill.
The Sill. Sorry, yeah. If you could just say it in another Australian accent again, George.
Yeah, it's called The Sill. So for the horror hour, I had to watch it because basically it was like, well, they wanted me to watch like a couple of old horror movies, so I watched it, and I also watched the first I Know What You Did Last Summer.
That's more like New Zealander though.
Well,
That's
whatever it is, it doesn't matter. All right.
You gotta follow that with your and there you go.
So
Your door is opening.
What the fuck?
What is happening? Your door's opening. Liam took his headphones off before
that's
because he
the
could
cat.
hear noises. Like,
Oh, it's the cat.
Have you considered locking your door?
No.
would you like your
No.
muffin butter?
No.
Would you like me to
I
assign
can't.
somebody to butter your muffin, Pugger?
Yeah, and then I stupidly said, I actually eat a muffin every morning, and I think a butter muffin sounds good.
Too much. But yeah, I really enjoyed The Cell. It was definitely a crazy movie. Different, and I don't think there's many like that, so I think it's a...
Oh yeah, we're
stands-
still on Liam's pick, that's right.
Well, we just finished it now. Thank you, Liam.
Liam,
Pugger-
whenever I
Yes,
edit,
Pugger.
I have to put
Add it
your
to your
parts
list.
in 2 times speed, so then it just makes sense.
Okay.
I think
well,
I was quite quick and concise there. And guess
well, for
what?
you,
I
you were.
had to take a break
One of
halfway
your
through
picks
because
the
you
other
two
month
decided
took
to fucking
10
start
minutes.
showing off your bastard pussies.
Well, look, let's all move on from the pussy and let's go to Pugger and let him
Something
tell us
Pugger's never said.
which Child's Play film is his favourite. Go on.
I'm gonna make this pick like Liam's, right? So I have chosen
Dementia. Oh, you're doing it slow.
for my next
Well, I mean,
pick.
he'll may as well say it slow. Like me, slow.
I've gone with The Conjuring 1 and 2.
Okay, well that's too. Again, I think you misunderstand the assignment.
No, I just made
He
my own
misunderstands the assignment week after week. If it's not him picking franchises, it's picking non-horror movies. Oh my god!
I just make my own rules, and I've gone with The Conjuring 1 and 2. And I know Nick specifically hates people who have The Conjuring as like their top movie because it's so
ridiculous.
basic. But yeah, that's my pick because I think I can put these movies on at any point and they will creep the shit out of me, and that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well,
Which one do you prefer?
I think I watched the first one a lot more than the second one, but I think the second one's a better movie.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say too much because I can tell Nick's so
No, I like
Nick's
both
about to do
of
it.
them.
Nick's about to do
Not
it.
the cinematography.
But to be fair,
Okay,
Pugger,
Mr.
like,
Paranormal Activity, where they just have the one camera in the corner of the room.
I didn't say the cinematography was great. I'm just.
Yeah, but you don't get to come for my pick about cinematography when yours is static imagery.
Well, that's why it's not my number one, Queen.
Yeah, but it's still one of your picks, and top 3 is still up
Wankers.
there.
I really like part
Bus
2 where they
wankers.
where Patrick Wilson sings Elvis. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's the best part of the film.
That is the scariest part of that movie. Now, do you prefer 1 or 2?
Are you asking me?
Oh, we
prefer
know
to
it's
do
2
it
for
too.
you because you had to do one before the podcast started. So I'm asking you guys.
What?
He means the bathroom.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
He caught up.
Are you slow?
2.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah, because I like The Nun. And I like that it's in the UK. Even though it was filmed in Canada and none of them can do British accents for the life of them. They're all like, there's something downstairs. It's like, sorry? I also really love the fact that they managed to take these
is Bill
idea. Yeah, Bill Wilkins. of the Enfield haunting where I think they turned up for one day and then they were like goodbye, and then they turned it into an entire movie where they were there for about 3 weeks.
I'm
That was
pretty
really
sure the
nice.
second one I haven't seen Conjuring 2 in a while, but it's like it opens with the Amityville.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, why is it opening with this? It's like 5 minutes.
They investigated it.
No, but it's like, make that its own thing with those two or something, not just a snippet at the start.
There is literally like 47 Amityville movies.
Yeah.
And I'm not even kidding with that number. Like, there is at least 30 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
there's only
fucking
3
crazy.
Conjurings, and we don't even talk about the third one. So
No.
they could have
I mean,
used
I didn't
more
mind the
stories
third
for that.
one.
I don't know what's going on. But okay, The Conjuring. The Conjuring, thank you.
I want to know what the fourth one's going to be about, though.
I don't know. There's always somebody on like RuPaul's Drag Race family Facebook like posting fake posters for it, so God knows what it will be.
My
Anyone who
mom-
still uses Facebook is a red flag.
My mom, she's on Facebook all the time, and she'll be like, "Oh my god, are you so excited?" And she'll send me like some Facebook group, and it's like posters for upcoming horror movies, and I'm like, all of these are fan made posters, Mom.
Oh, that's my favorite.
And
It's
she's like, but Nicholas, like, I really like this looks good, like The Conjuring 6, and I'm like, Conjuring 4 and 5 haven't even happened, and that didn't give you a clue.
I made a fan-made poster for American Horror Story Hotel with Lady Gaga going down a hallway, and then about 12 or 15 websites used it as the post, posted about it, which was hilarious.
The one that I found hilarious, I think it was it last year, when everyone was going wild on Facebook because someone made a fan-made poster of Anne Hathaway and Kate
Beckinsale.
Bridemaid. Oh, Bride Wars 2.
No,
Hudson.
but that Kate Hudson. It was them two, but they were taken over from Horn and Meryl Streep and doing it becomes her remake. Facebook
so funny.
Was going
Facebook moms
wild.
The Facebook gays were like living it up. It was really annoying me. I was like, this isn't real.
I was like, this is clearly fake. What are you doing?
To be fair, they manifested Jenna Ortega and Beetlejuice too, because I was seeing those posters for the last 4 years. So
yeah,
listen, sometimes
are you guys excited for that?
No,
I haven't seen the first one, but I think the second one probably shit.
Yeah, I love the original. I love the original.
Magic touch. It's as simple as that. So he's just going to go and ruin it. So Tim Burton has lost like the magical touch that he had.
Yeah.
The last projects that he's done have not been good.
No.
Honestly, listen, I love Jenna Ortega and I love a lot of Tim Burton's earlier films, but it shocked the out of me that people freaked out over Wednesday. I'm like, not that like my opinion has to match everybody else's, but I'm like, it's like it doesn't even feel like a Tim Burton like thing. It doesn't feel like Tim Burton. It doesn't feel like Addams Family.
I think it was more so TikTok hype in general. Like,
it's the TikTok and the Twitter stand. They're like, it's mid.
Nobody talks about Wednesday anymore, so I think it was TikTok hype.
Like me and Yutaka got Wednesday early to review, and we were sitting
on
there.
Tuesday.
Our review is just us slating it.
So dumb. I'm so sorry.
I ain't gonna name names, but there was there's some YouTubers that were like, "Oh my god, the guys are so attractive. It's daddy." First of all, one of them, and I'm like looking at both of the love interests, and I'm like, first of all, the one looks like he's constantly trying to hold in a shit. Like it's just ready to drop it any second. And then the other one, I'm like, looks like he just walked out of a methadone clinic. And so like, you can't say that, Nick. That's so rude. The one is now like he just got fired from the show for somebody at a party.
Yeah.
So I was like, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Anyways. Sorry.
Okay. So thank you for the Conjuring, Pugger.
Pop
that was
off,
great.
King.
Yes, Queen Hunty. Yes, Mother serving Wednesday's
Pugger wants
Mother.
to be gay so bad.
GIRLS. I like girls. I'm not gay. I would never. Being gay is misogynistic, so I would never do it. I like girls. I would never be gay. It's just an abomination. You're sick for even accusing me of that.
My number one pick is going to be Scream. And thank you very much. That's the end of the episode.
That's not.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for
Never seen
watching.
it.
There's no point me talking about it because, like, I'm not dealing with the drama. I'm not dealing with the eye rolls. I'm not dealing with that. Oh, it's so basic.
Again,
I
honorable
didn't
mentions.
know.
We didn't
What?
do it to Pugger. We wouldn't do it to you.
Yeah.
I like Scream. Always have. Always
Obviously.
will. There's a story behind it. My mum used to have a videotape of it, and it was like all coloured in. Like she'd recorded it off like the TV once, and the tape had like Scream written all blood on the side. And I was like, what is it? She's like, you can't watch it. So for all my childhood, I was obsessed with this videotape. And I love The Ring as well, which is just lovely. That I couldn't watch. And then I could never watch it. And then I remember once my mum was babysitting with me. And obviously, fun fact, if anyone cares, mum was 16 when she had me. So when I was like 5 or 6, she was like 21.
I don't think that's a fun fact.
I do. I think it's cute.
It was a fun fact while it was happening.
Yeah, she had a good time.
Liam! No!
And one time she was babysitting, we're at this house, and it was like a big willow tree. And mum was like, "Oh my god," it's like with a swing on it. Mum was like, "Oh my god, that's like the opening of Scream." And I was like, "Why? What is it?" She's like, "The beginning of Scream. This girl gets absolutely brutally stabbed and hung from the tree." And I was like, "Oh my god!" And then eventually I watched Scream, and yeah, fell in love. So that's
That
my
makes so much
first
sense.
pick. Did anybody have any honourable mentions they wanted to mention really quickly? Pugger, quickly go.
Hereditary,
Oh, for God's sake. Okay.
Final
Fantastic
Destination
pick.
2,
Yeah, approved.
and
yeah.
Insidious 1 and 2.
I like
Fine.
Insidious 1.
Yep, they're
I
my
like
honorable
Insidious.
mentions.
Thank you. Liam, anything from you?
Obviously, I was going to say, because I think all of us here, Scream is number one, but I knew it would be getting picked by George, so I didn't want to say it. I also have, it was flipping between The Faculty and the UK film Creep.
The one based off George.
Yes. No, I like the UK version set in the London Underground. It just has sentimental thingy because of the time I watched it. So that's why it's so close to the top.
Thank you. Nick, was there any further ones from you?
Scream 2, The Grudge, The Ring, The First Final Destination,
Wolf
Watcher.
Creek 1, Wolf Creek 2, Wolf Creek TV series season 1, Wolf Creek season 2, and Wolf Creek season 3.
Pugga's Sex Tape.
This ain't the worst. This is the favorites.
The remake of When a Stranger Calls, The Strangers.
Mhm.
I think that's good for now.
Okay. Yeah, mine. Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, 28 Days Later, The Ring, 13
You
Ghosts.
guys gave me shit for saying the whole Scream franchise. But
Yeah, I didn't say the whole Scream franchise, did I? And Buffy season 1. Because I haven't seen the rest of them yet, but I will be getting there. And I'm looking forward to them.
aren't you doing reactions for the
quick-
other seasons?
Yeah.
It's going to be so jarring. You're just going to start on like season 2.
I have told everyone I'm going to do a season 1 review, like a wrap up first, and
Okay.
then start with the
Like,
season 2.
yeah, we're watching season 2.
And then oh my god, maybe Nick, for like all of the, maybe if I do like a review of each, like once I do each season, maybe you could pop on and we could discuss
I
them
will.
together.
Anything for Buffy, yes.
Okay, thank you so much for watching the Horror Hour today and this year. If you've joined us mid-year, if you've been here since the beginning of the year, been here since longer. It's been a crazy year. It's been a great year. We've done a lot. We've done a little. We've done mediocre. And I just want to thank you all for supporting.
Wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, well, if you celebrate
holiday.
Christmas, happy Christmas. If you're not, happy holidays. Or if you're like me and you're a pagan, Yule tidings to you. And obviously want to thank Nick.
Feliz Navidad.
Thank you, Nick. Actually,
Hello, people of the YouTube land. No, my name is not Oprah Winfrey, but you can call me David.
Anyways, I have been asked to list my favorite horror movies ever. Number 3 would be Fear.com. Number 2 would be 120 Days of Sodom. And number 1 is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
as we go around, the one last thing I want to ask you, Nick, what do you want for Christmas?
A PS5.
Thank you. Liam, what do you want for Christmas?
That would be harsher parole violations. Harsher punishment for parole violations, Stan. And World peace.
Thank you. Puggo, what would you like for Christmas?
Hemorrhoidectomy.
Oh, don't. I had it. And then I would like for Christmas the Titanic 25th anniversary 4K steelbook.
Every movie that predates the 1800s is my favorite. Utaka out.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, we hope you have a great rest of your year. Lots of
And
love.
David, what would you like for Christmas?
He'd like
I
a
don't know
watch.
what I would like. Here, I'll answer for David. I don't know what I would like, but it better be black.
That was good. That was
And on
actually
that
good.
note, good night, everybody.